My paintings explore metamorphosis, always the interaction of human and nature. My garden is a huge part of where inspiration comes from. This series is specifically from the orchids that I received as a birthday gift last year. And I have been a super, super fan of the orchid house and the butterfly house, and have accumulated a wealth of visits to botanic gardens and orchid houses, and over the years just have attached a lot of my emotional memory to that. And so in working on these large pieces, these are 6 feet canvases. So each of the end canvases is 6 feet high by 5 feet wide, and the center one is just a little narrower. And so I'm using acrylic, and the fabrics, the textiles that you see attached, where I've attached to them to the canvas, these are my paintings printed on silks, and so I've stripped them and collaged them onto the canvas. And then right now you'll see I'm using a tailor's chalk, a green tailor's chalk, to draw back into the canvas. And so that grounds the emotional color with the fibers. So I very much like the fibers and the textures. The little speckled one you're seeing right there is a handmade paper, and the paper actually has little bits of paper sandwiched into it. So when I layer it onto my painting, it creates a dimensional aspect to it. Then I'll use willow charcoal and the tailor's chalk to draw into the canvas, and then I will fuse it with clear gesso, and that puts a tooth back on the canvas where I can draw back into it with more pastel or charcoal and acrylic paint. And so the layers will build. So I'm wanting to keep these very ethereal light. So because I'm playing with the concept of the veil. So a lot of my imagery comes from dreams, and I'm very fascinated with that thin space between the dream world and the waking world. And so you see that in my paintings, the place where the ethereal dissolves and becomes tangible, and then it dissolves into the veil again. Up at the top, where you see the hanging loose pieces of fabric, I'm testing colors there to decide if and where I might want to attach them. And down at the bottom, I'm just putting some intense green line. Here you can see some of the charcoal detail.